Most people know Joseph from SML as Junior's energetic best friend, the goofy sidekick who shouts dude every other sentence, plays basketball, and tags along for silly adventures. On the surface, he looks like the classic loyal friend character, the kind you would expect to be harmless comic relief. But beneath that friendly, joking personality is a much darker side, one that paints Joseph not just as a flawed friend, but as a manipulative liar, a possible psychopath, and even a potential killer. Joseph's life story has always been tragic. He grew up without stable parents, living in poverty, and at one point was completely homeless, sleeping in a trailer with no electricity. He often claimed his mother was dead, telling different, disturbing versions of how she died. In one story, he said he killed her because she didn't make his sandwiches right.
You think I care about you, mommy? No, I only like the sandwiches you make, and you made it wrong last time.
In another, he claimed he slit her throat while sleepwalking, and in yet another, he said he attacked her with a hammer after she grounded him.
Joseph, I told you to clean your room. Now you are grounded. No more video games.
Oh, I was pissed, dude. Just remember hearing my mom scream and waking up with a hammer in my hand.
These shifting stories alone are enough to question his honesty, but what's even stranger is that years later, the truth came out. His mother wasn't dead at all. She had faked her own death after winning $10 million in the lottery, bought a plastic skeleton to fool Joseph, left money in her purse so he could order pizza, and started a new life with a new family. When confronted, she openly told him she no longer considered him her son. Instead of bringing closure, this revelation seemed to push Joseph further into instability. Joseph's behavior around friends shows another side to him. In the episode, Joseph moves in. After his trailer burns down, Joseph stays at Junior's house. At first, it seems innocent enough, but soon, his behavior turns unsettling. He stalks Junior in his sleep, urinates on his pillow, writes cryptic things on the wall while sobbing, and even points a knife at Junior in the middle of the night, mistaking him for his mother. He mutters about thinking he ended her, and that he only liked her for the sandwiches she made. Even if he was sleepwalking, the intent and aggression in these moments are impossible to ignore, and, in the end, Junior and Cody feel so unsafe that they secretly plot to get him out of the house by winning him enough money to move somewhere else. But the clearest window into Joseph's darker side comes from one of the most infamous moments in SML history, the so-called scary story confession. During a night with Junior and Cody, they lose power and decide to tell scary stories. When it's Joseph's turn, his story is shockingly specific. He describes pushing a friend named George out of a 15-foot tree, breaking his legs, dragging him to a trailer, and locking him in a cage for 3 months. He says he only fed George Teddy Grahams, and when his legs healed incorrectly, he walked backwards on a leash. Joseph claims that whenever George upset him, he would punish him by withholding food. One day, a police officer came looking for George. Joseph threatened George to stay silent, but the boy screamed, leading the officer inside. Joseph then tased the officer, locked him in the same cage, and forced the two to fight. Malnourished and crippled, George lost. Joseph says he then ordered the officer to eat George's body, and after that, he poured gasoline over the trailer and set it on fire, telling firefighters it was just an accident involving pizza rolls. He ends the story laughing, calling it good times. What's disturbing is that in the episode, Brooklyn T. Guy recognizes details from a real unsolved case involving a boy named George Ferguson and a missing police officer. Evidence at the scene, such as Joseph's fingerprints on a burnt cage and traces of gasoline, matched his so-called story, And while Joseph claimed it was all fiction, his delivery and his threats toward snitches made it hard to believe. This wasn't the first time Joseph blurred the line between fantasy and reality, but it was one of the most convincing moments that he could be confessing under the guise of a joke. This pattern runs deep in Joseph's character. He has lied about being poor when he was actually rich in Joseph the Millionaire. He has betrayed Junior's friendship whenever someone cooler came along. He bullies Cody relentlessly, often for things that Joseph himself is guilty of, like mocking Cody for loving a doll, while Joseph once dated an imaginary girlfriend as if she were real. He frequently uses threats of violence casually, and on multiple occasions, he's hinted at cannibalism, admitting to liking the taste of toes for money, and even making remarks about eating people. He has also shown paranoia, laziness, and a willingness to use his race as a shield to avoid responsibility, accusing people of racism in absurd situations. When you put all of this together, the changing stories about his mother's death, the willingness to use violence on friends, the possible connection to a double murder, the manipulation, the lies, and the cruelty, Joseph stops looking like a goofy sidekick and starts looking like something much more dangerous. His own friends have admitted they are scared of him. Junior and Cody often go along with his antics out of fear rather than loyalty, and episodes repeatedly show Joseph's complete lack of remorse when others get hurt. Whether the worst of his stories are canon or just exaggerated for humor, the consistency of his dark behavior across so many appearances can't be ignored. So now I want to ask you, before hearing all of this, did you ever think of Joseph as anything more than Junior's funny best friend? Or had you already noticed these darker moments scattered across the SML series? This isn't a creepypasta or some fan-made theory. Everything I've mentioned here comes directly from SML movie videos in scenes that were actually shown. The sidekick role may be what Joseph started as, but over time, the show has built him into one of the most unpredictable and dangerous characters in the entire SML universe. Well, let me know what you thought about this video in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please follow me if you want to watch more funny videos like this one. And of course, if you really liked it, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and shared this video with a friend that also enjoys SML but that may not know about the dark side of Joseph from SML. Bye.